This podcast contains graphic descriptions that some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised. Now, with that being said, welcome to the Mortal Musings podcast.
Right, let's do this.
So Neil decided to assault a customer at work this week.
Yeah, but in my defence, I thought it was you. I didn't know it was a customer.
Oh, okay.
Like,
do you want to elaborate on why it's okay to assault me, but not a customer?
so part of my new role at work as being a maintenance guy is I'm now painting. And I was painting a fire door to back a house. Like, no customers need to be anywhere near there unless there's a fire. So I'm painting it with white gloss paint, and all of a sudden the door comes swinging towards me and nearly face plants me with wet paint all over it. So I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" and kicked the door back at him and told him to fuck off. And then I looked through the little glass and there was a bloke just stood there looking at me.
Absolutely shook, I imagine.
I thought it was you.
Yeah, you thought it was me or like someone else we work with fucking about.
Yeah.
So you thought it was fine to slam the door back at us, but
Yes.
it turned out to be just an unsuspecting man.
Yeah, but why was he trying to go in back house?
Yeah.
Idiot.
Idiot.
Like, I guarantee he was looking for the fucking toilet.
Mm.
But
there are signs
just
up everywhere
idiots.
where they just don't pay attention.
Yeah.
At all.
So yeah, that's what I did this week.
Yeah, assaulting customers. Right, correct.
So, what are we doing today?
So today, Neil, we are going to talk about the murder of Jorge Martin Carreno.
Who killed him?
Well, you're going to find out. Who killed him? I literally haven't even read the first line yet. Who killed him? On the 26th of July, 2021, the body of a man was found laying face down in the waters of Parsons Pleasure. This man was 30-year-old Jorge Martin Carreno. Now, Jorge was originally from Spain, and at this time he was living in the UK. He was an electrical engineer graduate and was currently working in a BMW factory.
Where in the UK?
Oxford. You ever been?
No. It's a bit upper class for me.
Is it, yeah?
They wouldn't let me in there.
No, couldn't get a foot in, could you? At the
Have I
time,
been to Oxford? No, I don't. No, I haven't. I was just double checking with myself. Because I might have been to Speedway at Oxford, but they've only just reopened Oxford Speedway this year or last year. And I think I was only a kid when they closed the team, so I don't know if I've been, but as a kid I just knew I was going to an away track.
Yeah, could have been anywhere. At the time of discovery, it wasn't clear if this was going to be a murder investigation, as there was no obvious signs of foul play, and the pathologist report came back inconclusive. But after police reviewed CCTV footage, they noticed something. An unknown person can be seen walking with Jorge.
Male or female?
You're going to find out.
Am I not allowed to ask anything?
You need to hear the story. Like, what's the point of me being like, well, it was this. If you guessed it correctly at the start of the episode, like every detail, do you want me to be like, yep, that's it, case closed?
Okay, I guess it's a man.
Okay. You can guess, not telling you. So, what's the sus? Who was the person with Jorge?
No idea, you won't tell me.
The previous night on the... For fuck's sake. The previous night on the 25th of July 2021, Jorge was sat in Oxford city centre after spending the night out with a few co-workers. It's thought that he may have gotten separated from his co-workers and become lost. Footage shows a person approaching him. This person was dressed in all black, wearing a military-style hooded jacket, a face mask, and they were also carrying a rucksack.
What the fuck? What's a military-style hooded jacket in black?
I assume it's just, they mean like the pockets and more tactical style. You know, like a lot of the trousers you get, like the Under Armour ones, they're like tactical style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't call them military style.
Well, they did.
They call them
tactical.
Combats, don't? No. Do they call them combats with the side pockets? Not combats. What are you laughing at?
No, because it's just so you to get like home on the jacket they were wearing that night. To me, military, combat style, tactical. I get all
Military
the
to me is
same.
camouflage.
Combat, I think I would go quicker to camouflage.
Huh?
If you said combat to me, I think I would be quicker to go to camouflage rather than saying military.
Well, once again, I must have got wrong end at stick.
So this person can be seen walking towards him wearing their military fucking combat tactical outfit. Jorge gets up and the two are seen walking together. The last sighting of Jorge was at 4:27 a.m. It wasn't until April 2023 when police received information which would reveal the identity of the person in this footage and launch the murder investigation.
Better know who it is then.
Who?
You've gave it away because of them being caught recently.
Okay.
Golden State Killer.
Well, he was actually caught quite a few years ago now.
Oh.
And it was the Golden State in California.
Is that why it's called Golden State?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was just a nickname.
He did used to knock about Oxford from what I've heard, but no, it wasn't him.
Oh yeah, it's Oxford. He were American.
He was, yeah. Police received information from a woman in the hang on, actually.
In where? The US?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Hang on. Hang on. Let me think. So the information that police received was actually from a woman in the US named Ashlyn.
Ashling.
Ashlyn.
Ashling.
Ashlyn.
Not the Irish Ashling.
No, Ashlyn.
Oh.
Ashlyn claims she knows who this person is and that she had actually been in an online relationship with them. She also tells me that this person had confessed their involvement in the murder to her.
See, why do all these people who go around doing something as severe as killing to tell people about it?
Well, this one, you kind of... I don't mean you can see why she tells her, but in their relationship, you can see how
She tells her.
Shit. Fuck.
Alright, we'll cut that out.
I'm about to say the person's name, so you're about to find out anyway, so it's not a big deal. This person was Scarlett Blake. So, talking a little about Scarlett's background, there's not a huge amount of information, but here's what we know. Scarlett was originally from China, and when she was about 9 years old, her family moved from China to the UK. At the age of 12, Scarlett came out as transgender to her parents. This was something that Scarlett had said made both of her parents very unhappy. She said it caused a large emotional rift between her and her parents, which obviously is going to have an effect on her. She said she would end up self-harming as well as putting herself into dangerous situations. Now, that's very upsetting and I feel bad for the poor girl, when I was reading through all this, but that all very quickly gets overshadowed by her own actions.
Okay.
Scarlett's online activity turned up some pretty disturbing finds.
Do you know if there was a crime in our local area, just from your online activity, you would be a suspect?
Ah, but see, here's the thing, right? When I'm searching stuff, I admit my history looks fucking shocking. But when you, say if I got questioned by police and they're like, hang on a minute, I'd be like, whoa, true crime podcast, I'm researching, here's the case I was looking up, that's why I looked up this, blah, 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 blah. Scarlett was posting her own stuff that was not so good.
Oh.
She wasn't just searching some horrific shit, which is questionable. She was doing her own content.
Oh,
for lack of a better description.
Like the don't fuck with cats thing?
It is exactly like Don't Fuck With Cats. I was literally about to say to you, do you remember Luca Magnotta, the guy from Don't Fuck With Cats?
Well, if you'd have said his name, no.
Well, Scarlett had watched the Netflix documentary Don't Fuck With Cats, and she was very into it for all the wrong reasons, Neil.
See, they were great on that.
Well, all the internet sleuths they had.
Yeah.
They were actually alright, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the title of the documentary is perfect, the Don't Fuck With Cats. It was the whole thing of we see so much shit, we consume so much stuff day in, day out on the internet. But as soon as you saw something like a cat getting tortured or killed, you're like, no.
It was just brilliant because they'd watch one of the videos and they'd be looking out of the window in the background of the video and they'd be like, right, that building. And then they'd be on Google Maps and Google Earth and shit. And they're like,
stringing it all together.
That building was in the background of...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
So, like I said, into it for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into detail of what exactly she did, But there's a video of Scarlett in which she tortures, kills and mutilates a cat. And she had actually live streamed this. Do you want to know the detail or not?
No.
Now, the cat in question, it was actually a neighbour's cat. Scarlett had lured the cat into a carrier with some wet food.
What?
Yeah, so not only is she doing this to this poor animal, but she's literally done it to her neighbour's pet.
How
so
the hell?
What?
Right, Ty loves sticks.
Yeah.
You could open 10 packets of sticks and chuck them in a carrier bag. He is not climbing in that carrier bag.
Carrier bag?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a bag.
You just said, yeah.
Into a carrier with some wet food.
Oh, a carrier, like a pet carrier.
Yeah.
Oh. I had carrier bag in the head for some reason.
Fucking Tesco's plastic bag. No. She got the cat into a carrier and killed it for the video. Well, yeah, it's horrible enough that she did it, but it's adding the thing of that's her neighbour's pet and
the neighbour's not going to think of anything. It's just
no.
Cat got out and it's...
You're never in a million years going to think the girl next door did this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Unless you saw the video.
Well, yeah. Now, in this video, after she'd finished mutilating the cat, she said, "Well, one day I want to learn how to do this to a person." Now, afterwards, Scarlett will claim that killing the cat was something that she, quote, very much did not want. She says that she only did it in an effort to appease her girlfriend. So, contrary to her claim that she very much didn't want to kill and mutilate the cat, Scarlett had previously described herself online as someone who derives sexual gratification from violence and death. There's another video in which Scarlett can be seen standing behind her then partner as she ties a ligature around her neck. She then pulls until her partner appears to fall into unconsciousness. So let's take a look at a few of the messages that Scarlett had sent to her partner. In one message, Scarlett said to her partner, "I would film me murdering my mom for you." Another message reads, "I'd also want to kill my dad one day."
Why?
I don't know. She kind of messed up. I have a third one for you. "I'm borderline psychopath. I love death, LOL." It's the LOL for me. She claims that a lot of these conversations were, quote, murder themed and were metaphorical.
Do you say LOL?
Yes.
I say laugh out loud.
You say lol.
What?
You say lol.
I do not.
You do.
Do I?
Lol. No, I think there's a divide between people say lol and LOL. I'm still stuck on LOL. Lol.
I don't think I say lol.
You definitely do. Because every time you do, I'm like, fuck.
No, I'll say it to wind you up like, say if you stubbed your toe and fell over. I just, lol.
Yeah. It's so annoying. I can't stand it. Do you know what? Yeah, see, I kind of have a version of that.
Yes, I know what's coming.
If you were to like stub your toe or whatever, yeah, I'd be like, look it.
Yeah.
Look it. Every time.
If I dropped a load.
What?
if I was... Face on you. If I was carrying... Like if I had...
If you were carrying the shopping bags and one of the bags burst open.
Yeah, you'd go, look at. Yeah. And then that's it. The rest of the bags would go.
I can't help myself. The words come out of my mouth before I even fucking know it. So, going back to the night of the murder, when questioned about why Scarlett was out that night, she simply said that she could not sleep and she decided to go for a walk. It's thought that the reality was that she was out walking the streets that night looking for a victim. And, you know the rucksack she had?
Yeah.
They believe that she had a murder kit in her rucksack. Now, Scarlett denied that allegation that she was out looking for a victim. Like I said, she just simply couldn't sleep. So anyway, that night, Scarlett encounters Jorge while out walking the streets, and she leads Jorge to a secluded area down by the riverbank. And while there, Jorge was hit across the back of the head with a bottle of vodka before being strangled. His body was then pushed into the river, causing him to drown. It's pretty fucking full on.
So he wasn't strangled?
Blow to the head, strangled, but that didn't kill him.
Okay.
He's then pushed into the river where he would drown. And that would be his cause of death. But given that information, it seems crazy that it wasn't immediately thought to be a murder. Because bear in mind, the murder was in 21, it's 2023 now that the police are investigating.
Just a quick question.
Not that they weren't investigating before, but the murder lead.
Just a quick question. You know how she were messaging a partner,
Mm-hmm.
but she'd kill her mom and she'd kill her dad and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
When she did the video with the cat, did her partner know about that?
I'm not sure, but like I said, Scarlett claims that she did that just to impress her girlfriend.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it makes me think
Well, regardless of how much involvement the girlfriend had in these things, I think the two of them were into some shit that was not okay, you know. But as soon as she heard about the murder, she was like absolutely not and contacted police.
Okay.
I think maybe she thought she's playing it up. She's not really doing all of these things. Maybe she hadn't actually seen the video. I don't know. I'm not speaking for her. I'm just, because I don't know how you can be okay with like torturing and mutilating an animal.
Yeah.
But then this is like, absolutely not. I don't know. You have some conscience.
Yeah.
I'm making a mess of this, but you get what I'm saying. So it seems crazy that it wasn't immediately thought to be a murder or some type of foul play.
Yeah.
The reason being is that although he was strangled, the bruising on his neck wasn't significant enough to support or exclude the possibility of murder. And the bruising is described as not fatal neck compression.
Well, it weren't fatal. Didn't kill him.
No, he drowned. That was his cause of death. But it just does seem insane that he could be hit in the back of the head, strangled. Do you know what I mean?
So they didn't say anything about the back of his ear?
I didn't find anything talking about that. No.
Oh.
So all of this was reevaluated though when more evidence came to light. The only thing I find weird about, the bruising on his neck.
Yeah.
In her confession to Ashlyn, Scarlett said that she used a garrote. So,
what?
When people use like a stick or something to tighten the rope so they can like get more leverage when they're strangling.
Yeah.
It like just tightens it more.
Yeah.
So unless she is seriously weak as shit, how did the bruising not look more significant?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I was kind of like, that doesn't make sense. Unless she's just lying about that part.
Like, I think any body what's found, if it's got any sort of markings on the neck, it needs to be looked at.
Yeah, you'd think. But like I said, they didn't, include or exclude. They just said, it's inconclusive. Remember I said at the start?
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't, but it just seems crazy from an outside perspective. So with all of that, Scarlett was arrested on suspicion of murder in August 2023. Now, while she's in police custody, there's some body cam footage. She's there talking to the officers about how she's grumpy because she's been arrested and she needs nicotine. Okay?
Okay.
One of the officers says to her, "Yeah, I think healthcare can get you some nicotine patches if you need."
Why are you laughing?
Because it's so insane. So, obviously you're used to nicotine, you might be a little bit edgy without it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So she, officer's trying to help. I think we can get something to ease it a little bit. Scarlett then turns to her and says, "Could be worse though. At least it's not genocide." Yeah. Like, it's just that fucking twisted mentality of though, like, oh, I'm so stressed out, but it's not that bad. At least my charge isn't that horrific. Fucking kill the guy. You should actually watch that clip as well because it's literally like, oh, at least it's not genocide. It's really just like nonchalant the way she says it. So over 11 interviews with the police, Scarlett made no comment when faced with evidence. Scarlett would later be charged after she was able to be identified as the person in the CCTV footage, as well as being forensically linked to the scene. Now the thing is, she didn't fucking help herself. Given her blatant fixation and strangulation that
Wait, so where was the forensics? They connected the forensics to the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So where was that evidence originally?
So they might have had it, yeah. But it's down by the riverbank. Maybe it could have been a spot where people go. If they found a hair, they can't immediately go, oh, it's connected to him. He'd also been out with people that night drinking and, that kind of way. It might have been like, we have this, but we've nothing to do with it, so to speak. There was some talk about like, oh, did Jorge commit suicide? And everyone around him was saying, no, not a chance. He wouldn't have done it. He was happy. He was grand. I can't see a reason why he would have. Which, doesn't really mean anything. You don't know what someone's going through, but we know it's not the case now. But yeah, like I said, she didn't help herself. She had a blatant fixation on strangulation and she broadcast it all over the fucking internet. It's not looking good for you. So the trial would last for 3 weeks. Mr. Justice Chamberlain said, "Your decision to kill Jorge was not a reaction to something he had said or done. It was not a momentary mistake. It was not a decision made in anger or because your emotions overcame you. It was the culmination of a plan you'd been considering and formulating for months."
Yeah, there's not a doubt in my mind. She hadn't been caught, she'd have killed more.
Yeah. It's someone who... Well, I was going to say clearly, she admits it on her profile or in her messages or wherever it is, that she gets sexual gratification from these things, you know? During the trial, Jorge's brother said that their grief was impossible to express. Quote, "Scarlett Blake has shown no remorse for her actions, making it even more difficult to process. She's taken the life of Jorge for her own sexual pleasure. It is deeply disturbing to know." The jury would unanimously return a guilty verdict, which was there any doubt. The jury would also be offered support after having to deal with all of the excruciating details of this case. Like I said earlier, I left out a lot, but even I could find enough details. So God only knows what they had to endure during the trial.
Yeah.
In fact, the video I told you about that she had live streamed with the cat, it was so graphic that they wouldn't even show it in the court unedited.
Oh. I wouldn't have thought they'd be able to show it edited.
Well, like I said,
it's evidence.
I don't want to tell the listeners all the details. I don't think it's necessary, and you have said you personally don't want to hear them.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. It's very fucking bad.
Yeah.
You know? It can't get worse, you know? During the sentencing on the 26th of February, the judge told Scarlett that she had an obsession with harm and death. Quote, "You attributed your morbid interest to a split or dissociative personality using the language of psychiatry or psychoanalysis. You talked about the difficulties you had since transitioning in childhood to live as a woman and about your troubled relationship with your parents. All of this was part of an elaborate attempt to rationalise what you had done and shift responsibilities to others. There is no evidence that you suffer from any relevant mental illness or any other mental disorder. What you did is not the fault of a society that didn't accept you. It is not the fault of your parents." Scarlett Blake was sentenced to life with a minimum of 24 years for the murder of Jorge. And her sentence is also to be served in a men's prison.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, it's a very...
I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, it's a very tricky...
Yeah. She also received 4 months for causing unnecessary suffering of an animal and 2 months for criminal damage, which would run concurrently. So that's that shy talk out the way. We'll talk a little bit about Jorge.
Mm-hmm.
Described as curious and creative, Jorge loved to explore, learn and experiment. He was a hero for music, photography, reading and sports, and it was said that his dedication and passion was evident in any challenge he took on.
Okay, for people who aren't from Ireland, she's not calling him a slut.
No, a hooer's like, oh, you love it, you're a hooer for it. It's not like a negative thing here. Like, Neil likes country music. He's a hooer for country music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a slut to country music.
You're a slave to the country music. We're getting back to Jorge anyway. Jorge was one of triplets. I don't know if that's the right way to say that. Would you say one of triplets? One of 3 triplets? Because you know it's 3 already. How do you word that?
What? Yeah, one of triplets. Yeah.
One of triplets, that's okay?
Yeah, because like you said, you wouldn't say one of 3 triplets. You know it's 3.
It's 3, it's triplets.
One of triplets.
So Jorge was 1 out of the 3, okay? He was 1/3 of the triplets.
He
had 2 brothers and them 3, them lads there, they were
looked
triplets.
Alike.
Yeah. He was very close with his brothers though.
Oh, Siamese.
No. No, he was very close with his brothers, and his brothers said, "We were born together, grew up together, we were best friends." And they said about him, he was above all an incredibly good person. Someone who radiates kindness and humour and spreads joy with his wit and contagious curiosity. So a bit of a funny fucker.
Yeah.
His mother said, "Jorge was not only an exemplary child, but also an exceptional being." So that's the case of the murder of Jorge Martin Carreno.
Oh, fuck. But she would definitely have been a serial killer. A
It
very
wasn't-
good chance.
It wasn't looking good, was it?
Yeah. I can't believe what you only get. Like, if you kill a human, it's life. You kill a cat,
4 months.
4 months.
Mm.
Like, did they get involved? The owners of the cat? Was it like part of the trial? Did that get brought up to them?
It must have been because...
Can you imagine having to watch a video of Ty being tortured?
No.
Or Norman?
No.
Oh, that's horrific.
No, that would fucking devastate me. I would watch it if it was like I had to get the person for it. Do you know, that kind of way? But obviously I'd rather fucking not.
Yeah.
But no, I assume they were involved because there was a charge for unnecessary suffering, but there was also a charge for criminal damage because it was their pet,
Right.
you know?
So, what you got for us oddity-wise?
I thought we would take a quick look at some instant rates at famous tourist attractions.
Okay.
Oh, you sound like...
I could get into this.
I didn't do... Because obviously it's only a little quick one for an oddity. I did a few, but this is something we could revisit with other spots.
Yeah.
So the first one I have for you is Yosemite National Park in California. So in this park, there's this big fucking rock, right?
Mm.
It's called the Half Dome. People hike on it or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not wording this very well.
They hike on a rock.
It's like this big rock.
Okay.
It's big. I'm not painting the picture very well, but it's big. It's called the Half Dome for fuck's sake. Like,
okay. Is it still a rock if it's like a mountain?
I don't know. It's described as a rock and it's big.
Okay.
So there's been over 20 deaths on the Half Dome, and further incidents just on the trail leading up to the Half Dome, bringing the total to over 60.
Oh. From what?
I don't know, falling down a ditch or something.
Oh.
I've never been there. So next is Pamplona, Spain, and this is a more obvious one, but it's the running of the bulls. Yeah?
Yeah.
The last death occurred in 2009, and there's a total of 16 since they began keeping record in 1910. That is not as high as I thought it would be for running of the bull. How the fuck? You've got 60 on a hiking trail.
What, fell on a rock?
Fell on a rock. But 16 over 100 years.
Yeah, that's mental. I think someone's fiddling the figures.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Cliffs of Moher.
You're saying it like I should know what.
The Cliffs of Moher, you know them. They're kind of a big deal.
It's a cliff. Where is it?
County Clare.
Oh, in Ireland?
In Ireland, yeah.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people have died here. A lot.
Okay.
Quite a few because they just don't pay heed to the warning signs and decide to veer off the path.
Is it like a proper steep drop to water?
It's a cliff.
Well, yeah, yes, it would be.
It's no good. Like, obviously it's very sad that happens, but it's very frustrating when it's like these signs are there to protect you and you've just fucked off. Now, I couldn't find an exact number of incidents or fatalities, but there did seem to be a hell of a lot. And in fact, at the time that I was writing this up, there was an article from 3 days ago of a woman who had died.
Oh.
In 2019, there was the case of a 26-year-old man who went off the path in order to take a selfie. He fell 600 feet to his death. And he was approximately 1 kilometre away from, the designated visitors pathway. A kilometre off. Like, come on.
Yeah. That's for a picture.
Yeah. The Grand Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
Arizona. Huh?
I know where that is, yeah.
So, since the 19th century, over 900 people have died at the Grand Canyon, with 11 deaths in 2022 and a further 10 in 2023. But they're not all just from people going arse over tit into the canyon.
Yeah, they don't. In a lot of it, they lean over to take pictures.
No. Well, yeah, obviously some people could have fallen, but a lot of the contributing factors include dehydration, starvation, and drowning in the Colorado River as the actual causes of death at the Grand Canyon.
Oh.
Yeah, because you do think, it's a big fucking canyon. People are just snotting themselves and falling in. No.
Oh.
So that's just a couple different spots. I didn't even get into Australia, because I don't want to know. There's too much there already that scares the shit out of me.
But that's it. That's it done.
Yeah.
What about that well?
No, we're not. We've already talked about Jacob's well.
Oh, I thought you'd have added it to the list. It's linking it to another episode.
Another one I have for you is Jacob's well.
How many's died?
12, I think, if I remember correctly.
You think?
I don't have it right in front of me. I'm pretty sure it was 12. Yeah. Jacob's well.
Jacob's well. So, I'm going to have to look into this rock. I want to know.
It's a big rock. It's a half dome.
All right, well, thanks for that.
Thank you so much for listening. Find us on Patreon, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. If you have a case suggestion, or maybe even your own story, email us at mortalmusingspodcast@gmail.com.